So welcome back to the channel. It has been a while since the last one. The racing hasn't been that good on the all-weather. I don't do the jumps in the winter. We concentrate on the all-weather, and the racing just hasn't been good enough. Small fields, and trading has been more or less non-existent for the last week or so. So today we're going to do the 1240 at Lingfield, the 7 furlong handicap, and we're going to concentrate on a horse called Pretty Bubbles, which is number 4 in the race, and it's drawn 3. So the 7 furlongs at Lingfield does favour the horses drawn in a low position. So I think this is a decent tradable option for the price on offer. And you can see we've already made a couple of bets on Pretty Bubbles. We've put it in at 47.11 for £6, and we've also laid that bet off at 40. So we've got a potential profit in the market already of £40. Now forget the Lady Lydia bet, that was just a slip of the cursor. And if you go back to our first episode, that tells you why we put that in at 0.01, just for safety reasons, in case you click on something that you shouldn't, and that happened in this particular case. So forget that one. We're going to concentrate on Pretty Bubbles, and we're hoping the market is going to go out to 46, 48, 50, and then we can trade at that price. Now the target in today's episode is to win 5% of the bank. So remember, we're on a beginner's tutorial bank of 200, so we're looking to win £10, which is 5% of that amount. And we're going to play in running. We're going to see if we can do that in running. So we're going to build up as much as we can with the trades before the race, and then we're going to lay the horse in running to win £10, which obviously, well, like I said before, is 5% of the bank. Now we are about half an hour away from the race, so we should get a fairly good idea shortly whether the price is going to go up to 46 or not. And you can see from the graph on the right that the price has gone between 24 and 60, and we're hopeful that the price will go back out to round about 46, 48, 50, and we can trade a little bit more. Now just to tell you what's coming up in future videos, we're going to be looking at the psychology of trading, and it's a big important issue, because if you suffer losses in any one race, then your mindset can take control and you can start making trades that you shouldn't do. So we're going to concentrate on the psychology, what to do in terms of risk, in terms of greed, and also in terms of pattern. And to illustrate this, we're going to be using a little book called The Zurich Axioms. Now this is a book written quite some time ago by a fellow called Max Gunter, and if you go on Amazon you can still get a copy of the Kindle, but the book is trading for huge amounts on that particular site, so don't get involved in the big prices. Just if you can pick up a copy for less than £10, do so. If you can't get hold of that, then leave it alone. They are asking astronomical prices for the book. It is a decent book, and it is more geared towards shares or buying and selling shares, but some of the chapters are correct for the trading principle as well. So any type of trading, betting on the markets, this book is pretty good for getting your psychology correct when you are hoping to make a profit on the trading markets. Now one of the chapters deals with being flexible, and that means moving your money around as the market establishes itself. So one of the worst things you can do is get involved in an inflexible plan to your betting. You have to move with the markets, and we've seen that already in a few of the episodes that we've put out, where we had a set position and the market went in a different direction, so we adapted to that position. And it's no different when you're buying and selling shares. If you've got shares in a company and things change, don't hold out with the money. Get rid of bad investments, keep good investments. They do say in the share trade that a long-term investment is a short-term investment that's gone wrong, and I can quite agree with that. principle. So we're going to be a lot more flexible in our trading, and hopefully today we're going to see the market push up to 46 and we can do a few more trades. So we've got a position here where the money on the right hand side has disappeared. I put the £5 in at 46 and immediately someone has put in at 44, and that can happen when you're trading. So if you do put money in, expect someone to put the money in just below, and that is a set program in some of the software where it automatically puts in the bet a little bit lower down. So I'm going to remove that 5 and see what happens to the 44. My guess is that it will be taken fairly smartish, or even disappear fairly smartish. So like we've said in previous videos, it's best to wait for the price to come to you instead of trying to force the price at a certain point. So if I hadn't put that 5 in, that money would not have come in at 44 and the market might well be pushing up. So we're going to leave that open and we're going to wait until the market actually rises to the price that we want. And you can see just a few seconds later, because I've taken the £5 out, then the money came out at 44. So this time we're not going to put the money in, we're going to wait for the market to rise up to 46 and then we're going to pick off the prices. And we may even get a little bit higher, but we're quite happy to trade at 46, 48, 50 for the time being. So we're just waiting, and now the market is beginning to move upwards. We should be able to get the 46. Moving up to 46 now. Just building up. We want £5 at that price. And there we have it.
Matched.
So that's question of just waiting for the right price. Again, at 48 we're going to wait until the market reaches that point and then we're going to pick the price off. So it's building up. Some people coming in at 46 taking the price there, but I think the market should go to 48. So we'll just wait a few seconds. And there we've taken the price at 48. And we're going to trade between 50, 55, 60. So I'm going to put a pause in the video. That's the plan of action. We're going to trade between these prices and then we'll come back and see how we've done. So in the last episode we looked at blocking and the beneficial or the negative aspects of blocking. This time we've let the price come to us. So what's the difference between the blocking and letting the price drift up towards the price that we want? Well, first of all, blocking is more useful when you're about 2 or 3 hours away from the race and you can block a certain point and force the price down. In this occasion we're closer to the race and we wanted the price to move upwards because we didn't have any bets in the market. Blocking is useful when you've already got a stake and you want to force the price down. So that's the difference between the two. And here we've now got 15 taken and we've got £10 here, but we're going to put the next price in at 44. We had it taken at 50 and we're going to get it taken at 44 hopefully, and then put the bet back up at 50. And we're going to hang these a little bit away from what we would call the scalping area, just to increase the profit a little bit more if the price starts coming down. So we're just waiting for this price at 44 to be taken. Hopefully that won't be too far away. We've got a decent chunk of money in at 48, but we are close to post time. We're only 12 minutes away, so things can happen fairly rapidly when you get to this position. And we may need to move these two up a little bit if the price is not going down quickly. Now we're coming up to the 5-minute warning mark, where we don't like to trade in the last 5 minutes, and we have got a profit of £3 if we take that more or less straight away. So we've got an option to take that, and we've also got an option to play in running. Now more or less always it's better to take at least some of the profit that you've got in the market already. So we're going to take possibly some of that with a view to the price going back up again to trade a little bit more in the next few minutes. So we're going to take £2 out, and we're going to put that in at 38. So at least we've got some return for the money. Now remember, we said it's about being flexible and changing to the market conditions. So we are in a decent position. We've got the 38 taken now, and we can hedge a little bit more if we wanted to. We can hedge up to £3.25. But the market is a little bit volatile now because we're getting towards the last 5 minutes. So I'm going to take the money out.
I'm out of here, man.
And we're going to leave at least some of the money in on Pretty Bubbles at 56.14. And we're just going to watch for a few seconds the volatility of the market now that we're into the last 5 minutes. And you can see we've got a big chunk of money in at 55. And that might help us if the price goes out to 50, which it looks like it might be doing, but that has now disappeared. So, like I said before, in the last 5 minutes the market can be very, very volatile, and it's probably best to stay out of the market. You can trade for small amounts as you get closer to post time. We might just put a couple in at 60 and 55. See if those get taken. You can see the money just flashing around now on the screen. So it's very difficult to predict which way the market is going to go at this stage. And it is in fact pushing a little bit further down. So we're going to take that money out. It doesn't look like it's going to go back up to the highs of 55.60, and we're going to see if we can trade this a little bit lower down. Remember, the market is very unpredictable at this stage. We're only 4 minutes away from post time. So what we've learnt today, we've learnt to let the price come to you. If you put money in at a certain point, then the market is more than likely going to put some money in underneath. So occasionally it's best to block, but that is a couple of hours before the race. As you get closer to post time, let the price drift up to the price you want, pick the prices off, and then you can lay them off at your leisure. And this is what's happening here, and you can see the market getting really volatile now as we get even closer to post time. So it might be a time for looking at putting in a price in running. I know we said we're going to want to win 5% to the bank. That was £10. We've already won more or less £2, so we want to win another 8 if possible, and that would mean putting the price in for 8 at round about 7. So we're just going to scroll down, and if we put the price in at 7 in running, then you can see across the top we've got a potential profit of round about £9.71 after commission is taken out. Now there's no guarantee that Pretty Bubbles will go to this price, but it is a possibility. It's got an inside draw, and we can put the price in knowing that we're going to win at least a small amount on the race. So I'm going to put that in now, and I'm going to press right click and play in keep. So we've got those in the market. You can see the profit and loss on this side. So it worked out quite well. We traded at the price we wanted, 46 and above, and the price came down, so we were able to trade off fairly easily. But we could only do that by going in at the right price. If we'd have gone in a lot earlier at 36, 38, then we possibly wouldn't have made a profit on the race. So it's all about waiting for the price you want and then picking it off and trading after that position has been attained. So we're just waiting for the race to start now. I'm going to put it on pause and we're going to come back when the race starts. So it's 7 furlong race. 3 furlong mark is going to be about here, and the 1 furlong mark is going to be about here when the line starts going across. So we're just waiting for the race to start. Pretty Bubble still trading round about 42, 44, which was the price we initially went in the market at. A little bit higher, maybe at 46. So the race is off, and we'll just watch the price on Pretty Bubbles. It is a hold-up performer, so I wouldn't be expecting it to be up in the pace early, and the price is drifting accordingly because it is racing towards the back. So we're just going to wait. Hopefully it'll come down. If it doesn't, we've still made a small profit on the race. We can see the benefit of trading in the last half an hour. So we're getting towards halfway in the race now. Still trading about 42 down to 32. Coming down a little bit lower. Maybe starting to pick up from the back. And it's drifting out now. We're down to the last few furlongs. Market is fluctuating pretty rapidly and it's going right out now. So we're not going to get the price on the horse, and it's gone out to 1,000. So again, it is a little bit frustrating when you're waiting for the price in running. But as long as you take some of the profit before the race, then you're going to edge your bank up until you get the race where everything falls in your favour and you're going to win that 5 or 10% on one race. So that's the race. The bargain buy won the race. Pretty Bubbles probably didn't get into it from its back position. We had traded earlier on. We've made a small profit in the race. We move on to the next one. We did have a chance, but it didn't get anywhere near the price we wanted in running, and that is going to be frustrating from time to time for you, because more often than not it won't get to that price. So be prepared to have plenty of days like today where you've got a little bit of profit, but the actual price didn't get taken in the race. So that's the video for today. Thanks very much for watching. Hopefully we'll keep the subscribers coming in and we'll get closer to the live streaming. If we can get up to 100, remember I said we'd do a little bit of live streaming. So thanks for watching. Hopefully I will see you for the next video. So thanks very much for the people that have subscribed to the channel. If you want to subscribe, if you're not linked with the channel yet, do push the button and leave a like. If you're not understanding anything and you want to leave a comment, do that by all means. And I appreciate your time. Thanks very much for watching this episode from The Exchange Trader.